to go a corporate-based convention and get a lot of these big corporations to come in and do these Comic-Con exclusives. Like, you can get this Funko Pop that you will not get anywhere else. Like, or, these 10 Funko Pops. And then Marvel comes in and they're like, here's variant covers, that we do. Or they go back to kind of, hey, this is a trade show that people can show off their fun geek talents with, crafting things.
They just need something fresh. It's just stale.
Yeah. And I think this is, unless...
That's the perfect word for it, actually.
Stale.
I totally agree. It is stale.
It is bread that's been sitting out for 4 years is
It's
what
crunchy.
it
Yeah.
Yep.
8 cons later, right?
Yep. And I think they really need to, like, there's got to be something that pulls me in next year, or else I'm not going.
Mark Hamill in another venue nearby is not... Sorry, that's not going to pull me in.
I wanted to go so bad, but nobody has Thursday at 11 off. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That is a weird time to do, like, one of your
It's the only time you would do it, too.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like, well...
I think he was filming something, so I understand scheduling issues. But if you're going to get a big guest like that, you make sure you're getting him Saturday at 5 p.m. when everyone can be there. You maybe charge a little bit extra to get in even. But,
exactly.
But it was a bad decision. I would have loved to be there, but, I'm living reality. I have to have a job, so...
Damn it.
I know a couple... I'm curious. I'm going to talk to a couple of the organizers. I've got a couple of friends that... They were in on the organization of the whole thing. I'm trying to see how they feel about it.
See how
they truly feel, not how they're
told to feel.
how they're told to feel. I'll get them a little drunk or something and be like, "All right, now tell me what
you're going to be
how do you
doing."
Feel about it?
Basically, you're doing corporate espionage.
Yeah, but I'm not with any corporations. It's just
Junkie
me.
podcast.
You're with our.
That's true.
You're technically part of the news. You're a journalist.
Yeah. The media.
Let's go ahead and move on. So let's talk about Marvel TV.
Yeah.
So far, in the realm of Marvel TV, we have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Awesome.
Used to have Agent Carter, which I love.
It was very good.
Yes. I think they needed to do more. And we have the Netflix series, which are amazing. Like, I don't think they've had a stutter yet, which... Fingers crossed that Luke Cage does pretty good. Coming out this month, by the way.
The trailer looks awesome.
I know.
17th.
Yep, or 13th.
13th.
I don't know.
Wow,
One of the
that's
two.
way quicker than I thought.
Yeah, it's coming out pretty quick here. So
awesome.
Scott's going to look that up while we talk a little bit more. Basically, they're doing good so far. So obviously you want to throw a few more Marvel TV shows out there, right?
Right.
Like, you ride this train as far as it'll go. You get as many cars hooked up to it as you can, and when it train wrecks, it's going to hurt, but until then, it's going to be a fun ride.
Yeah.
And to that end, they have decided to make a half-hour comedy TV show. Oh, September 30th. Thank you, Scott.
Oh.
We were all really excited, and I just ruined it for everybody. That's okay, though. That's my job on the podcast.
Build up excitement and let us down.
Yep. It sustains me. So they're coming out with this half-hour comedy show based on the New Warriors, which is a team that's very unknown in the Marvel universe. They are there's been a few different iterations of it that usually made up of teenagers, and this one of the last teams to be the New Warriors was the one who caused the Civil War to happen in the first place.
Right.
Like, they were the ones who were filming it as a TV reality show, and Nitro.
You got to get the biggest villain.
Exactly.
So we can get the ratings. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And the enemy they're fighting blew up a school.
Yeah. How's that for ratings, you idiots? So the one that they are talking about doing, they're talking about not doing this on ABC or like a specific network.
Good.
They're making it for.
ABC is not... I like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I don't think it's the best choice for Marvel Comics TV shows. Netflix is, or something that's can be a little bit more adult.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking pornographic or anything. I'm saying ABC is a family network. I mean, it's always been a family network.
I mean, all of their guns are sleep guns, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, they don't even shoot real people. They put them to sleep.
They do a lot of killing in that show, though. Like, there's still a lot of killing in there. And there was that episode where Bobby got all those needles in her fingers.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, they did move it later at night, so maybe we'll get it.
Yeah, let's hope that we get
darker.
a little bit. And with Ghost Rider coming in, we're going to get a little darker. And so this new series, they're going to shop it around to a bunch of different networks, and they're going to heavily feature Squirrel Girl. Squirrel
Squirrel
Girl.
Girl.
It's really hard for me
Squirrel
to say.
Squirtle.
Squirtle. Wow, pop your ears off. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, headphones listeners. It's okay though. You can't hear us anymore.
We got excited.
Yes. So Squirrel Girl
Squirtle.
is Squirtle is basically a superhero who has squirrel companions. She can talk to squirrels, and she's pretty much beaten up Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
Galactus, Thanos.
It's such a gimmicky thing, though.
She's
like in the comics.
Yeah, it is. But
yeah.
Everybody kind of loves her as this haha funny joke character.
She's the weirdo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she's gained a lot of popularity ever since she was Jessica Jones and Luke Cage's nanny for their kid. Spoiler alert for those of you who don't know.
Gosh dang it, Corey.
I'm sorry. But she was there, like the Avengers nanny, basically, for several issues, and it really kind of kicked her popularity off again because everybody remembered, oh yeah, there's this character here, and she's kind of a fun
we're getting
her.
Anna Kendrick is obviously the fan favorite, but she probably costs too much.
Nope, not yeah. We definitely can't do that for TV.
I don't see her going to TV anyway. Yeah. So it's almost like a backwards step.
Yeah. Who else are we getting in the New Warriors?
So that is the only thing they've said about it is they're kind of buying Squirrel Girl.
It's just the Squirrel Girl show.
Yeah, featuring the New Warriors.
Yeah, featuring New Warriors.
So we don't quite know enough about that to really go forward with it, but it's exciting that they're going to be doing this comedy show, and they're going to do a half-hour comedy show, not like an hour.
Have we heard anything about DC's comedy show?
I heard it's not going well.
Yeah, after watching
that
trailer, Powerless?
Yes, it's Powerless.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. After watching the little teaser trailer, it seemed kind of funny, but it seemed really scripted humor.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it would do well. It just didn't seem that appealing to me.
Seems like scripted humor shows are not doing too well in general.
Yeah.
These days, like everything's got to be like The Office or The Community or something like that.
Scripts to the point where okay, this is what needs to happen. Here's your story arc, but also let the actors kind of
wiggle,
take it, and go with it. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Then there isn't any word on Damage Control either, which is Marvel's comedy that they wanted to introduce.
The cleanup crew. They come in after the Avengers
Hulk
wrecked town.
Smashed everything again.
Well, we got to rebuild Harlem one more time.
Yeah.
Moving from Marvel to DC, the other side of the coin, do that little Transformers where it goes and flips over to DC. Ben Affleck released a bunch of images showing off a new villain for the Justice League movie / Batman solo movie. We're not really sure which. We think he may even be playing a part in both. Maybe he plays a smaller part.
Introduce him early.
Yeah.
Bring him back in later. Yeah.
Is it this music?
Precisely.
Yeah, that one.
We need a soundboard, is what I'm hearing here. But we got introduced to the first look of Deathstroke. And
I actually have not looked into this. How does he look?
He looks actually really good. He looks very close to the comics, and I thought I had a link for it to show you, but I'll pull it up as I'm talking here. Because this is a professional podcast, and we do things like this.
We're prepared.
He looked more. I don't even know the word I'm looking for. He looked better than the TV version.
Mm-hmm.
He just
looked
a little more expensive.
Yeah, the TV version was really good too.
Yeah, it really was.
I really liked the way that looked. But you're right. I think that's exactly the right word for it. Expensive.
Yeah,
he looked more expensive. Like he had a lot more merc money running around.
Yeah,
it's probably okay.
I mean,
I saw glimpses of his suit and it seemed fine, but I didn't delve into any of the articles. I was a little busy this week.
Do you guys like Deathstroke as a character?
I do. Mm-hmm. I've had I got his new 52 run until it finished, it got canceled basically.
Yeah.
Mainly because surprise surprise, he's not that great or that popular of a character. He's a pretty good character. I like his backstory and I like his the way he handles things, but he really doesn't have. He's one of those characters you can't feel for.
Yeah, he kind of is.
He's just a dick. He just takes a job and goes and kills someone, and boom, problem solved. His comic was really good for a lot of fight scenes and stuff like that. But otherwise, I just didn't care much about him really. I still bought all the comics, though, as I say that.
Well, that's because you're a
support
collector
them.
more than
I know.
anything.
Well, I started, and I'm like, I gotta get them all.
Yeah, I know. You're still getting Batman comics, even though you're not liking it very much.
Yeah, it's not doing too good in my mind for me.
Well, the problem... go ahead and describe your problem. Like, your Batman comic problem. Let's get off on this tangent really quick.
All right. I finally realized why Batman comics are bothering me lately. I used to like him a lot. You know, when it was restarted, it was really good, but it was more him like trying to help the formation of the Justice League, and his side comic was tied together with the rest of them. And now it's gone its own separate way, and it's gone back to the typical Batman. The cops are corrupt, so we've got to work on that. Mm-hmm. Except for a good few of them, you know. Obviously, they've got the same villains you've seen a million times, of course. Yeah. Oh yeah, that Deathstroke looks good.
Yeah, he looks pretty good, doesn't he? Yeah. So basically, everything is the way you described it to me was everything is too. It feels too try hard.
Yes, they're trying way too hard to be the next The Dark Knight Rises comic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, the next Alan Moore comic, and because every single scene is like him monologuing to himself and is trying to be profound, and it's like, come on. No.
Just go beat up. Yeah,
go beat up.
Done.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Maybe it's just current writers. Hopefully.
Well,
I had one the other day where I flipped open the comic and they had changed artists.
Uh-huh.
And you know how much you
yeah.
you were very picky when it comes to art.
Me too.
And I was like, oh no. And I do not like the art, so I'm hoping the next few go back to what it was or it gets better because it was not good.
Yeah.
I hate when they take a high gloss, ultra colorful comic page, and then the very next issue you get is like the sketchy 1960s, like the details aren't even there's a square for the nose and the face.
Yep.
I hate that.
Yep, that's exactly what happened with Green Lantern New Guardians for me.
Yeah.
Is it went from really cool Green Lantern, like he looks amazing, Kyle Rayner looks fantastic, and then in the next comic he looked like a chubby guy. Like he looked completely chubby because the guy couldn't draw his face correctly. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm done. I can't do it. I can't look at this art as compared to the last issue's art because it's not for Scott and I, we don't read comics like the day we get them. Mm-hmm. That's unfortunate just because we don't have enough time.
Yeah.
You know, we've got so much other stuff that we like to do, so we rack up a pile of it, and then I go through and I collect all the issues. I pull all the issues of, like, say, Green Lantern New Guardians, and then I read through them in, like, 1 through 5. That's what I have, so that's what I'm going to read tonight. I'm going to read Green Lantern New Guardian. So having that transition from 4 looking really good to moving into number 5 and having it look terrible, I was just like, I can't do it anymore. I'm canceling this comic.
Yeah. When the story kind of goes away with the art, that's when you're really just, I'm done, you know?
Yep.
I did that with Batwoman. It was pretty decent in the beginning, and about 6 or 7 issues in, they switched artists, and or at least they changed the art style. I don't know if they actually switched artists, but the way they laid out their panels and stuff became really complicated to read. And this is coming from a seasoned comic book reader.
Veteran.
Like usually that doesn't bother me one bit. I was getting lost all over the page. And I'm like, if I'm getting lost, I can't imagine that they're selling this to new people.
That's
people
why I
who
like
bring it back and
the Marvel Unlimited app or whatever it's called,
and Comixology.
Yeah, because then you scroll and it actually pops up which box
the
is
guided
next.
view.
Why doesn't DC have one of those yet?
They really should. I mean, Comixology really does what that for DC as well. I mean, we don't really get DC comics on Comixology because Marvel, for every $3.99 comic, they offer you a free code for Comixology, so you can go on there.
You get the digital copy as well.
You get the digital copy, but for DC, it's like, hey, you're going to pay $3.99 and balls to you.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it's actually they do it, but it's $4.99 for that one. Yeah,
sorry,
do.
Okay, now that we're done being childish,
I'm not.
No, okay, all right, good.
This podcast is barely in.
We kind of went on a way big tangent there.
Yeah, we did.
What were we even?
Comic book art and theory.
Yes,
Deathstroke.
Art and theory. Yeah, welcome to
color
Art and
composition
Theory 101.
class.
They just need to have us do a panel at Comic-Con. Then they'll be really good.
It'll be fresh, at least.
Exactly. Something new.
Two people will show up. It'd be great. Good time.
Hi, both fans. We love you.
Thanks for
They'd be
listening.
friends of ours.
And our moms.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much.
Like,
Whoa, that's way more fans than we actually have.
That's true, yeah.
yeah, that's true.
So Deathstroke, it looks good. Probably going to be Batman only villain. I don't see him being the Justice League's
I see
villain?
him